Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to plunge into some fascinating stories and really pull out those nuggets of wisdom that can shift your perspective. Today, it's an extraordinary journey. We're looking into resilience, transformation, guided by Muniba Mazari's talk, Don't Die Before Your Death. Our mission really is to see how she turned just unimaginable adversity into opportunity and found, well, real happiness. Think of this deep dive as a shortcut to understanding gratitude and, the power of the choices we make.
Yeah, and her story, it's not just about survival, is it? Muniba's message really sets the stage for a radical shift in how we even see life. She doesn't just get through it, she actively finds strength, finds ability, where most people might only see weakness or disability. It's really about finding light in the darkest places and building purpose from pain.
Okay, let's dive in then. So, Muniba Mazari, she says she's not really a motivational speaker, more like a storyteller, sharing her perfectly imperfect life journey. And she emphasizes it's all rooted in gratitude. Her story kicks off with her marriage at just 18 into a very conservative Bullock family, and, well, she says it wasn't a happy marriage.
Right. And a really pivotal point she makes is the car accident that happened about 2 years into the marriage. So roughly 9 years before she actually gave this talk, she mentions her husband managed to jump out, but she was trapped inside the car.
And the injuries she lists are just devastating. Multiple fractures in her arm, her wrist, shoulder bone, collarbone. Her entire rib cage was fractured. That badly damaged her lungs and liver, so breathing was incredibly difficult. Plus, she lost control of bodily functions, needing to use a bag.
And the really life-altering one, 3 vertebrae in her spine were completely crushed. Paralysis. For the rest of her life. And you had to picture the circumstances, too. This accident, it happened way out in Balochistan. No first aid, no hospital nearby, no ambulance, nothing. She said she was basically dragged out of the car, then put in a Jeep for this bumpy 3-hour ride to the hospital. That journey itself probably worsened the spinal injury. She calls it a complete transaction.
A complete severance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
And she spent 2.5 months in the hospital, multiple surgeries, tons of titanium put into her arm and back. That's where she got the nickname, the Iron Lady of Pakistan.
Hmm.
She calls that hospital time absolutely dreadful. A time when she was really, as she puts it, at the words of despair.
hmm.
And then the doctors hit her with these prognoses. You won't paint again, your wrists and arm are too damaged, you won't walk again because of the spine injury, and you won't be able to have children because of the spine injury and the fixation, just blow after blow.
I mean, how do you even start to find a way forward when, like you said, there's no light at the end of the tunnel? But she mentions these magical words from her mother that kept her going.
Ah, yes. This too shall pass.
And God has a greater plan for you. Simple words, but powerful in that moment.
Yeah. But, okay, here's where it gets really interesting. The turning point. While she's still in the hospital, despite that deformed hand, she asks her brothers for paints, colors, and a small canvas. Can you imagine?
That's incredible strengths right there.
Totally. And painting became her therapy, her way to, get the pain out, tell her story without having to say a word. Maybe the nugget there is like, even when words fail, art, creativity, it can heal. So she goes home, but it's not over. She's bedridden for 2 years. Pressure ulcers, infections, allergies,
Right.
basically confined to one room, just watching the world go by from her window.
And stepping back, that period, it reveals something profound, doesn't it? All that physical limitation, it forced her to realize how incredibly fortunate most people are. And they don't even know it.
Yeah.
She understood the blessing of just being able to sit or walk, things she couldn't do.
Yeah.
So the insight maybe is that real gratitude often comes not from what you get, but maybe from appreciating what you have,
Yeah.
especially after loss.
Then comes what she calls her rebirth day. 2 years, 2.5 months later, she can finally sit in a wheelchair. And she describes this powerful moment, looking in the mirror, talking to herself. She decided, okay, I can't wait for some miracle to walk. I can't just sit here crying. She chose to accept herself right then, right there, as she was, and live for herself, not for what others thought or their pity. And she even put on lip color for herself, like a symbol, defying judgments about how someone in a wheelchair should look.
That's a powerful act of self-definition.
Absolutely. And from that day, she started this strategy. Fight the fears, one by one. Her biggest fear, divorce. She realized she was holding on to someone who didn't want to be there. So she let him go, set him free. And she talks about her strengths. Like when she heard he was remarrying, she actually texted him congratulations.
Oh, that takes immense emotional strength. And then her second big fear was not being able to be a mother. But instead of just despairing, she thought, okay, there are so many kids out there who just need acceptance. She decided to adopt.
Right. It shows that when one door closes, sometimes another, maybe even better, path opens up.
Exactly.
And she did it. Adopted a little baby boy, just 2 days old, named him Nile, after the River Nile. She tells a story about going to the orphanage, worried they'd judge her, because of the wheelchair. But the official just said, "You'll be the best mother for him. You're both lucky."
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And Nile, he taught her patience and reinforced that whole glass half full thing. Like, she couldn't kick a football with him, obviously, but he just said, "Okay, let's play catch with your hands instead." Simple.
Mm.
Right. But profound.
Kids have a way of cutting through the complications.
They really do. So her third major fear, facing people, dealing with their sympathy, their pity. She used to hide, pretend to be asleep, but she decided to flip it. She chose visibility, became Pakistan's first wheelchair-bound artist, held exhibitions, did modeling campaigns.
Including that funny one, right? Clown Town?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Suratonian guy. She became a clown because she said clowns have hearts too, and she became an anchor on national TV.
It's interesting, that choice. Public visibility, rather than, say, starting an NGO focused only on disability. What do you think that signifies?
I think it's about embodiment, isn't it? Being the change, not just talking about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the broader point is she consciously refused to be seen as a victim or some emblem of misery. Instead, she became this living, breathing symbol of empowerment, inclusion, showing that real acceptance starts inside you.
Yeah, that takeaway feels really central. True perfection isn't about meeting some external standard. It's about embracing your authentic self, imperfections and all.
Your perfectly imperfect self.
Right. And people noticed. National Goodwill Ambassador for UN Women Pakistan, BBC 100 Women in 2015, Forbes 30 Under 30 in 2016. Her message about perfection is so clear. We are all perfectly imperfect, and that is perfectly okay. Society creates these weird norms, she says. Real perfection, it comes from within. Then moving on to connection, she really emphasizes we, not me. Success is never just you, it's collective. People supporting you, maybe unseen. And she talks about 3 real-life heroes who inspire her every day. First, Waleed Khan, survivor of that horrific army public school attack in Peshawar. Shot multiple times, badly injured. But he called his scars medals and vowed to become a doctor. To take revenge, as he put it, through education. Incredible. Her second hero, her son, Nile. We talked about him teaching her patience, the glass half full.
Out of the third.
Her mother, the unwavering source of strength, never cried in front of her, always reminding her, this too shall pass, God has a plan.
It's powerful how she views her own pain, too. She calls it a blessing in disguise because she feels her pain. Her wheelchair allows her to connect more deeply with others, which makes you think, right, how can our own struggles, things we see as flaws, actually be bridges?
Bridges to empathy, yeah. And she really lives that. She's head of CSR for a company, running medical camps way out in remote areas of Pakistan, giving kids healthcare that just wouldn't get otherwise. And she works with the transgender community there, too. She feels her own imperfections let her connect without judgment. She mentions a friend, Bijli, who calls herself Lightning, embracing her own power.
It's about seeing people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beyond labels.
Exactly. So, okay, let's try and distill her core philosophy. What does it all mean? She believes life is a test, a trial. It's not meant to be easy, which kind of challenges how we often expect ease, right? Her take is, life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Don't blame life for being tough, that's its nature.
And her view on failure is quite radical, too.
Yeah, failure's an option, because that's how you learn. You get up, you try again. But, and this is key, giving up, never an option. Big difference.
And zooming out, her definition of what it means to truly live, it's not about personal gain, is it? True life, for her, it's about making someone smile, doing good, feeling someone else's pain, being like a sponge for negativity, she says, and radiating positivity so others don't give up.
That sponge idea is interesting. Absorb the bad, give out the good.
Yeah, it's a very active form of living.
She talks about balance, too. Crying at night, alone to let it out, but smiling during the day because she knows it helps others. And here's the ultimate nugget, maybe. Real happiness. It's not in success, money, fame. She have all that. True happiness, she insists, is in gratitude.
Gratitude for the basics.
Exactly. Her final message, directly to you listening, embrace every breath. So many people are dreaming of the life you have right now. Don't die before your death. Powerful stuff.
What a journey. It really does underscore that transformative power of just perspective, acceptance, and gratitude.
Absolutely. Her core message feels so necessary. Live fully. Embrace your perfectly imperfect self. Be kind to yourself first.
And see those trials not as reasons to stop, but as chances to grow. Giving up is just off the table.
So, as we wrap up thinking about Mineva's story, here's something to maybe mull over. If her deepest pain became this unexpected gift, allowing her to connect and serve, what about your own challenges? Could those things you see as imperfections, your struggles, actually hold some unrecognized potential? A unique way to connect more deeply with the world around you?